my pleasure to give the floor to my dear colleague and counterpart, Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. Minister, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be in Jamaica for what I learned was the first bilateral visit by an External Affairs Minister of India. I thank the government and people of Jamaica and Foreign Minister Kamina Smith in particular for a warm welcome and for very productive and forward-looking discussions that we have just concluded. Our talks today were comprehensive, very substantive, and we reviewed the entire gamut of India-Jamaica relations. We identified new avenues for further strengthening our partnership. We have, as you can see, signed several important agreements, and we discussed effective implementations of MOUs which have been recently concluded in the fields of digital transformation, cultural exchange, sports, and digital payments to ensure tangible outcomes on the ground. Development cooperation remains a very important pillar of our partnership. In this context, I was very pleased to note the successful completion and handover in March 2026 of the Improving Rural Livelihoods project in Kitson Town, implemented with the assistance of India to the tune of $1 million under the India-UN Development Partnership Fund through UNOSSC. The project has directly benefited, I believe, over 200 individuals and has a wider positive impact on thousands in the Kitson Town community. We are currently discussing the feasibility of the establishment of an artisan empowerment hub for Jamaica as part of a commitment which was made by us under the India-CARICOM Development Partnership. India is proud to support Jamaica's recovery and reconstruction following Hurricane Melissa. As many of you witnessed, this morning there was a symbolic handing over of what was one of the consignments of 10 Bhishma cubes. We are also in the process of supplying 30 dialysis units to strengthen health infrastructure in Jamaica. This is in continuation of the earlier humanitarian assistance provided in the aftermath of the hurricane, where over 20 tons of relief material was delivered through an Indian Air Force plane. We had also deployed a medical team to build local capacities. And these efforts reflect our commitment as a reliable development partner for disaster response. We have been discussing expanding our cooperation in several areas of mutual interest, particularly defense and security, healthcare, digitization, agriculture, education, and infrastructure. In the area of capacity building, India has significantly increased its high-tech training slots from 4 for the JDF earlier to over 34 slots this year, and that speaks of our commitment to human resource development. We are also offering 46 additional slots under ITEC for various programs and 5 scholarships under the Indian Council of Cultural Relations for higher studies. Today in our discussions, we agreed to further strengthen trade, business, and investment linkages, explore cooperation for recruitment and mobility of skilled professionals, including nurses, healthcare workers, and teachers. India also recognized Jamaica's growing role as a logistics hub and a gateway to the Caribbean for trade, business, and investment. And these were, in fact, the very subjects which were the focus of the call that I had on Prime Minister Holness. Our discussions also touched on regional and global developments. As ministers, we reaffirmed our close cooperation in multilateral fora, including issues of reform multilateralism and priorities of the Global South. India reiterates its strong support for climate justice and climate finance, as well as for the concerns of small island developing states. We discussed mutual support in multilateral candidatures, and I want to say that we deeply appreciate Jamaica's support for our candidature for the non-permanent seat in the United Nations Security Council and for 2028-29. Both sides strongly condemned terrorism in all its forms and manifestations, and we urge the early finalization of the Comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism. We also exchanged views on the evolving geopolitical situation and underscored the importance of promoting peace, security, and growth for all in accordance with the UN Charter, respect for international law, and the need for reform multilateralism. We today underscored the importance of strengthening research collaboration and joint recognition of shared Indian heritage in Jamaica, as well as the valuable contribution of the Indian diaspora in this country to its social and economic development. We really appreciate the increased people-to-people linkages between our two countries, and I do note the increased popularity of yoga and Ayurveda in Jamaica. Yesterday, I had the honor to visit the Indian Arrival Memorial along with Ministers Grange and Bartlett at Old Harbour, where I paid tribute to the enduring legacy of the Indian diaspora. I'm happy to announce that we are contributing Jamaican $2 million for the celebration of 181 years of arrival of Indians in Jamaica on the occasion of the Indian Arrival Day. I also had the privilege of joining Prime Minister Holness and Minister Grange and Minister Johnson Smith in unveiling the plaque for the electronic scoreboard at Sabina Park yesterday, which is a gift from the cricket lovers of India to the cricket lovers of Jamaica. And I do want to say that my interaction with members of the Indian community was also particularly meaningful. Among the support which we have extended to the recovery efforts of Jamaica after Melissa, I also want to mention that we are providing 40 fishing boats and 200 GPS units which are on the way. So let me conclude by sharing with you that later on, in fact immediately after this, I will be engaging with the business community. I'll be paying tribute to Mahatma Gandhi and participating in a public conversation at the University of West Indies. Overall, this visit, I believe, marks a very important step in elevating our relations to a higher trajectory. I'm confident that the outcome of our discussions would contribute to a stronger, more dynamic, more beneficial, and more trusting partnership between our two countries. Minister, I once again thank you for your hospitality, for your warm welcome, and for exceptionally good discussions we've had today. Thank you.